Hi guys, I'm Carrie Wilbanks here in Butte, Montana, a wild frontier town that is also home to one of the nation's largest historic districts. We have tons to show you. Let's go.
This city, located in the Silverbow Creek, was put on the map as a mining boomtown in the late 19th century. During its heyday, Butte grew into a thriving city and is now home to the second largest National Historic District after New Orleans. With row upon row of seemingly untouched brick buildings that once housed everything from salons to brothels. And one of the best ways to get the history is on a tour with Old Butte Historical Adventures, where the underground tour takes you to spots otherwise inaccessible.
It worked on finding, stabilizing, and preserving some of Butte's old, unique history.
Every Wild West town has a good story, but Butte's is particularly fascinating and is one you will best learn by venturing underground.
And take you down into a roaring 20s Prohibition speakeasy that was sealed for 57 years before it was rediscovered in 2004.
Here, it's easy to picture the area during the Roaring 20s as we see the different memorabilia left behind. We also see inside the former city jail, opened in 1890 and operated until the 70s in the basement of the former city hall.
In 1956, Robert Knieval was booked in there for reckless driving, and that's where he got his nickname of Evel Knieval by one of the jailers.
On the Dellinger tour, you will see inside a remodeled building that left the upstairs inaccessible and abandoned since 1938. Today, you can see offices with original furnishings and paperwork left behind of a former attorney, an adjustment company, and employment office. You will also head over an overpass to a former brothel.
Most historical districts hype up their history. We have to tone ours down. Even when we do, people don't believe it.
Butte is known as the richest hill on earth, and to find out why, head on an underground mine tour at the World Museum of Mining.
It's built on an actual mine yard, the Orphan Girl. Here you will see the mine's restored headframe and engine room to learn about the mechanics behind them before heading underground after getting geared up.
All the different equipment that we use, and we talk about how mining is actually done. So we started out with hand steels, which is basically a hammer and a steel, and they hit the rock as hard as they could to drill a blast hole. Today all we use is wet drills. Mostly we use jackleg drills or jumbos.
Jess also tells us about the mine carts once pulled by mules until electricity moved in, and into a shaft station, used to bring miners up and down to the veins below the city.
At one point in the mine, we do have an area for total darkness, so you actually get to experience what those miners would have experienced if their light went out.
And then with just a small flicker, what it was like with the faint glow of candles workers depended on in the beginning of the mining area.
To learn even more about Montana's mining history, head to the Headframe Distillery, where you can also enjoy one delicious cocktail.
Head to the old-fashioned tasting room to order a cocktail. One of the top sellers is made with the Orphan Girl bourbon cream liqueur. Next door, you will find the distillery, where you can take a tour and sample the different spirits.
Well, we named all our spirits after mines or mining claims here in Butte. We make a vodka, which we named High Ore, and we have Anselmo Gin. Our Never Said is our very famous bourbon, very well defined and very well aged. We always try to incorporate mining history. And our tasting rooms, that's what it's all about, is because we have a lot of artifacts up there, like our bar and our back bar, and our famous paintings, and our chairs, and our plaques.
During the mining boom, immigrants came from all over the world to work here, and with them came recipes of all kinds. One that is still a local's go-to is the pasties. Inside a crisp baked dough, you will find steak and potatoes. Order it with gravy, or for the heartier appetite, have it smothered in chili. Order up at Gamer's Cafe, a 50s-style diner. Come evening, check into the Hotel Finland, a historic hotel that was the Grand Dame property in the West during the mining boom. The hotel was built in 1889 and has undergone many modern touches since. On a visit, it's easy to see that Butte, Montana is a rough and tumble Wild West frontier city through and through. And more than anything, Butte is a town with a good story to tell.